Namaste, my name is Sandra. Thank you for joining me for the seated series, part of the Ashtanga Vinyasa practice. We'll start seated on the floor on your mat in Dandasana. Legs are out straight. Draw a little closer. Draw the tissue of your hips back. That should work. And arms are at your sides. Roll the shoulders down and back. Draw the toes toward your torso. Lift your heart and press into your hands. Lift up and draw your chin into your throat. Little Jalandhar Bandha. And release, coming into your sit bones. Traditionally, we do a vinyasa between each of the poses, each of the standing poses and each of the sitting poses. Today, I'm omitting those vinyasas to shorten the length of the practice for you. On the inhale, raise the crown of the head. And on the exhale, start to fold forward here from the hip hinge, not from your spine. So the chest is lifting as you're coming forward. Careful not to lift your chin, just your chest. Coming forward. And holding the tops of the feet, maybe clasping the fingers around the big toes. When your belly meets your thighs, then it's okay to round your back because your back is protected. It's supported by your legs. If your tummy, your ribs don't meet your thighs, keep your back flat, like so, rather than rounding. Bring your chest up and forward. So if you get close enough, and your knees can bend, that might be a good way to start this. Suspend your knees. Bring your belly and your ribs into your thighs. Keep them glued there and then work to lower. Lastly, let your head fall. Inhale, lift out from the crown of your head. Moving into Paschimottanasana 2. Roll the shoulders back and down. And again, folding forward. Now take the outsides of the feet. Try to interlace your fingers beyond your feet. Elbows come straight down toward the floor. Again, if you aren't making contact with your ribs onto your thighs, your posture would be more like so. Keeping your back flat, not rounding, not humping the back. Inhale, come up. Paschimottanasana 3. Inhale the crown of the head and exhale, fold forward. You may use a block on your feet to lengthen into the pose, even beyond your feet, or hold the wrist. One hand wraps, the other hand grabs. If you've wrapped with the right hand, now wrap with the left hand, clasp it with the right hand. Inhale, come up from the crown of your head. So you only progress beyond A to B if you have A, and then from beyond B to C if you have B. Parvottanasana, we're going to take the elbows straight back. That's a reverse plank pose. Spread the fingers out. Elbows point straight back. Roll your shoulders off your ears. Lift your heart. And on the exhale, lift your hips. Press your toes down, then drop your head, only if it's safe. After 5 breaths or so, come down slow, back to Dandasana. We'll take Ardha Baddha Padmasana, half lotus. Half lotus, the right foot comes up into the belly. Maybe even rock it a little bit. And as you bring the heel in, you want to try to bring it high up toward your belly button so that this knee can rotate forward rather than out to the side. Left hand then, her right hand comes around and tries to clasp the big toe from behind. On the inhale, lift the crown of the head, and on the exhale, fold from the hip hinge. Inhale, lift from the crown of your head. Inhale, inhale to come out. Back to Dandasana. Left side, bring the leg in. Maybe put the foot in the crook of the elbow and rock that hip. Lubricate it a little bit. The heel comes up high toward the belly button in order to make the rotation down. If your knee does not come near the floor, don't force it. Just let it fall where it does. Holding the right hand on the left knee to keep it there. Try to make your clasp behind. If you can't clasp, no biggie. Just put your hand behind your back. Practice, practice. All is coming, right? Inhale the crown of the head up. And exhale, folding forward from the hip hinge. When you've reached your edge, stay one breath. Inhale, up through the crown of the head. Inhale, inhale, coming out back to Dandasana. Take a cleansing breath. We'll take Janu Shirshasana A now. Bring the right foot in. And the right foot rests on the inside of the left thigh. The right knee is out to the side, but not so far behind you that it causes your right hip to move back. So the hips are the sacrum is pretty flat toward the front, not tipped so that the left side is forward and the right side is back. On the inhale, lift the crown of your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, change sides. Left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, face out toward your right foot. Exhale, fold. Draw your belly into your back here. That will help your back release. Inhale, lifting through the crown of your head. Lift, lift, lift. Lift the leg out. Exhale, soften. In Janu Shirshasana 2, we bring the right heel under us and sit right on the heel. The heel is right in front of the tailbone. Inhale the crown of the head high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up and out. Exhale, soften. Left leg comes in, sit on the heel, get it right in the center. Inhale the crown up, exhale, fold. 5 breaths here. Inhale through the crown of your head. Undo the leg. Back to Dandasana. The third Janu Shirshasana is kind of tricky. I'm going to come this way so you can see it. You take your right foot and you go under the leg with your arm and then come around over the top and hold the instep. Bring the foot in as close as you can to your groin crease. So the heel is up and the toes are on the floor. Get all of your toes down on the floor and then lower your knee. Inhale, face over the front leg and exhale, fold. Your posture might be halfway up, it might be less than halfway up. And inhale, come out. Back to Dandasana, left side. Bring the left arm under the leg, around to hold the instep. Draw the foot way in. Get all the toes on the floor. The heel is up, the knee bends to the side. Toes are up, or if your toes are down, heel is up. Right toes are up, and exhale, fold forward. So again, unless your belly really falls and rests on your thigh, don't round your back. Maybe stay somewhere halfway up. And inhale, come out. Back to Dandasana. I'll take Marichiasana 1, or A. The right foot comes in. I think you can see okay. Right foot comes in so that the heel is into the back of the thigh. The right arm lifts, and on the exhale, fold forward and try to get your right armpit ahead of your knee. Try to get the right armpit in there. Then rotate your palm out, around the back, wiggling your hand behind you, and then reach with your left hand and try to clasp. On the inhale, hold high with your chest. Exhale, fold in. If you're not able to make the clasp, you stay somewhere around here, just working to get the right shoulder inside and in front of the right knee. Let's go to the left side. Exhale the left heel right to the back of your thigh. Inhale the left arm long. Exhale, fold forward. Try to get the armpit ahead of your shin. Rotate your palm out and go back with your hand. And if you don't make that clasp back there, stay somewhere that doesn't push your edge too much. And just use the back of your right arm to nestle your chest a little farther forward and up. Careful not to collapse your chest. Take a few breaths here, working that hand back. And inhale, come out. The next posture, Marichiasana B. Right leg comes into a half lotus. Left leg comes back, so the heel's into the back of the thigh again. Lift the right arm or left arm. Come forward, wrap. Try to make your wrap. Fold forward for 5 breaths. If you can't make the wrap, you could use a strap or belt, or just reach, as I'm doing. Be careful if you've had a shoulder injury. I have, so I'm kind of babying this left shoulder. And inhale, come out. Left leg out, right leg out. Then we bring the left leg into the half lotus shape. Right heel to the back of the right thigh. Inhale the right arm out. Rotate the palm out. Try to make your grab. Use the weight of your body to fall in rather than trying to muscle your way in. Inhale, lift out by the crown of your head. Left leg out, right leg out. Vinyasa 3, or C. Right leg comes in again. We're going to twist toward the right leg. So the right arm comes behind. Left arm comes over and presses back. You can try the clasp here to rotate the palm out. Thumb comes over and down and out, and bending the elbow. Try to wiggle it behind you and make that grab. I'm not finding it today. You can hold your foot or thigh and begin to twist. And release. Right leg out. Left leg in. Left hand behind, right arm comes over. Press it open. Palms up. Turn the thumb in and back. And make your rotation. Try to get the left hand behind you. And I'm not finding it on this side either, so I'm going to hold my leg or my foot and lever against that to twist. Maybe if I had longer arms. Vinyasa D. Yes, there's more. The right leg comes in half lotus. The left leg comes in, and then a twist toward the left. I'll just use my right hand as a lever. Try to keep that left shoulder off your ear. And release out. And we'll try the left one. Bring the left leg into half lotus. Right heel into your hip. Right hand behind. Left hand around. Rotate to the front and come out. Sitting in Dandasana. Next we take boat pose. Walk your feet in. Maybe even start with hands clasped around your knees, walking your toes in. Lift your feet just an inch. Lift the toes just an inch. Draw your belly into your back. Lift your heart. Bring the arms out parallel to the floor. Right shin up parallel to the floor. Left shin up parallel to the floor. And then straighten the legs as best you can. Relax your arms and shoulders. Keep breathing. And release down. I'm going to try a little bit of a balance here. Bringing the feet into a little squat, toes out, crow pose. Drop your hips really, really low. Bring your palms down onto the mat with your elbows pressing your legs out. Look out in front of you. Tip off your toes. Try to bring them both up and feet together. Let's try that one more time. Get down really, really low. Open the shoulders back. Tip forward. Look up in front of you. Squeeze your knees together. And lower. Next we come into Konasana, legs apart. Lift your heart. And exhale, fold forward. Again, you want to try to keep your back flat here. Turn sideways so you can see better. So rather than rounding like that, lift your chest and fold forward from the hip hinge. So your posture may be more like halfway down or a third of the way down. Keep your back lifted, chest lifted, back straight. And then we come into Kurmasana. Bring the arms inside the legs. Walk your fingers out. I'm going to slide the legs out and forward fold. Inhale, lift out, slide your hands together. Next one is one that is a real challenge for me, but we're going to try it anyway. It's a Supta Kurmasana. Kurma is turtle pose. So again, we bring the feet in and we bring the arms inside the legs. But here, we cross the ankles and extend the legs out as far as you can. And at the same time, take your hands behind your back and try to hold them behind your back. So, something like that. Inhale up, undo yourself. Again, these other ones are real challenging postures. This is Garbha Pandasana. We start in lotus. So if you're just working on lotus, start just rocking the hip, bring the heel up, rotate the hip, bring the thigh in. The higher you can get your foot, the more luck you're going to have with this pose. And then you bring the other leg in, and first it's parallel to your torso, and then you wiggle and try to get that foot on top of the other knee, and then you bring it in. So there's a lotus pose. This posture, Garbha Padasana, is, or Pindasana, the hands come through like so, between your shins and your thighs, and ideally you get all the way up to your elbow. This morning I'm not getting there. Palms down, and then you rock forward and try to stand up on your hands, even just for a second. Nice try, beautiful. Bring the feet together for bound angle, Baddhasana, Baddha Konasana. And then Baddha Konasana V, fold forward into your feet. Or, again, you want to keep your back flat, so coming down part way is fine. Lifting out. I'm going to take Upavista Konasana. We start in this Upavista pose, and then holding your toes. The idea is to come up onto your sit bones without bending your knees someday. So we come here and then come over into a plow pose with the legs apart. So it's a big inhale and then exhale all the way into your plow pose. Legs together then. A little farther down here so you can see better. Exhale the legs together. Slide your hands toward your feet. And slowly lower the left leg. Interlace your fingers around your right big toe or your leg or your knee. And left arm out, rotate the right knee out to the side. Right foot presses out. Bring it up. Change legs and hands. Right leg goes down. And right, face right, foot left. And bring the leg up. Bring both knees into your chest. And we try to rock forward into boat pose. And then boat pose, no hands. And bring the legs all the way into the torso if you can. Lower your feet, and we'll come into a low bridge pose. To close our practice today, let's take low bridge on a block. So walk your feet in, press your feet, lift your hips, put the block under your hips any height. Shrug your shoulders down and toward one another, shoulder blades toward one another and down toward your hips. And extend your legs. Let these front groin creases open. We've done a lot of forward folding in the practice today. Begin to let your breath soften and slow down. Come out, walk your feet in, and press your feet to the floor to lift your hips off your block. Slide the block away, lower your spine, one vertebra at a time, moving into Shavasana. Release your tongue, your jaw, your mouth, your lips. Soften around your eyes. Release your shoulders, arms, wrists, your hands, your fingers. Let your whole spine release toward the floor. Relax your belly, soften your heart. Release your buttocks and thighs. Allow your legs to release. Your ankles, your feet, and your toes. Whole body at rest. Take rest. That concludes the primary seated postures, primary series seated postures. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as feels right for you. And the next little piece will be the closing sequence. So I hope you'll join me.